Hello, everybody. Coach Anita here. I'm thrilled to be able to have an opportunity to share a little bit of information on nutrition. I'm going to do a six-part series of brief videos for those of you that are exploring what the best diet is, exploring nutrition, exploring food, trying to figure it out, or maybe you've got it figured out and you want to know more. Just some little nuggets and takeaways, starting specifically with nutrition concepts. Um, so uh, a lot we don't know. There's a lot of nutrition things that we don't know based on scientific evidence. It's really difficult for me to sit down and give you a six-part series and say, okay, do this, don't do that, cut out this, do more of that. There's really no cut and dry answers because nothing in science and research has been proven to be perfect. And in research specific to nutrition and a lot of health matters, there's no 100%. Evidence doesn't come back saying 100% this, but there are the greater percentages. And so nutrition concepts that I'm going to be sharing, 5 of them, really come down to what everyone, all scientists and research agree upon in terms of nutrition principles, concepts that really come out on top. So I'm going to go through that, and then I'm going to go through some information just specific about food and good nutrition in this video. We'll get into more of some principles following this video, but ultimately food is smart, and so is your body. We have just an amazing, incredible, smart body, but food is incredibly smart too. I'm going to dig into that a little bit, and just about how good nutrition controls the energy. So we'll break that down a bit too. Starting back with those nutrition concepts that an overwhelming amount of nutrition scientists have concluded. The way that we get to, or the way we can get to what the better or the best principles are, which I'm doing in these other 5 videos, has to do with these concepts specific to research. So the quantity, the amount of research available, the more there is, the more confidence there's going to be in that theory. There's a lot of diet theories that have gone around for decades, for centuries. But when we have a quantity, a greater body of research that points to and repeatedly points to one theory, then we tend to put our weight in that, right? That's something, yep, that makes, this is probably a very genuine principle that I want to make sure I'm thinking about when I'm thinking about nutrition. Another is the quality of the research. Research by people that are top of their field, published by well-respected, peer-reviewed journals. So these are not the CNN blog, the Living Well blog, the Cooking Lightly magazine, these which often can go to different types of research that are lower in terms of the quality, but we would really want to be looking for research that are randomized controlled trials. So you've got 2 groups, you've got a placebo group, and then you've got the group doing the thing that you're researching. Systematic reviews, so you've got all these different research papers, 50. Some start with like 200, 250, and whittle them down and really give this review of trying to come back and prove that theory. And then there's meta-analysis research, which is a study on thousands of people, can be tens of thousands of people that are diverse in age, diverse in geography. So quality, quantity, amount of research, quality, the quality of the research, scope, the research dated back decades versus recently published. Running into that problem with the virus right now. We don't have concrete evidence about this virus, which is why they're going to this quarantine status. They're scrambling. People are trying to figure out what can we do. And again, evidence has shown that quarantine is something that can help reduce the spread of something. But scope, research dated back decades versus just recently published. consistency. The more confident we're going to be with studies that arrive consistently and conclude the same thing. Universality, I had just touched on that. Studies that look at a wide range of different types of people, conditions, and geographies. So food is smart, so is our body. Research does demonstrate, prove that. Good nutrition controls energy balance, gives us nutrients, it helps us look and feel great, and it's outcome-based and sustains both us and the planet. So in this 6-part nutrition series, just a brief videos I'm going to share about good nutrition that looks for strengths and wins based on these 5-factor evidence-based research papers. So starting with food. Yep, food is energy. We all know that. It creates chemical bonds that, when broken, is used to fuel our cells. Food is so much more than fuel. I will say, I used to say this so often, and I have quit saying that because it is more than fuel. We are living organisms. We're not machines. We don't have exact inputs and outputs. We're complex. We self-regulate. We dynamically respond. And all food isn't created equal. An apple, raw apple, compared to, or a gala apple compared to a Fuji apple, or if that gala apple was planted on a tree that is up in Traverse City versus that apple is planted on a tree right here in downtown Grand Rapids, right in the city. There's going to be different, it's going to have a different type of apple. There are dozens of factors of how we digest, process, and utilize the food we eat. Our body has its own properties. So the value of food outside the body is not necessarily the same as the value inside the body. It makes it difficult to count calories that way. Plus, each of us has a unique fingerprint in our gut, a unique bacterial environment. So since food is information, that when and what we eat, it's delivering messages to our body to instruct and to signal and tell it to do this and that, which ultimately creates this domino effect process and can really alter based on our unique bacterial environment and our gut, the type of food it is. So food is smart, right? But so is our body. Food's packed with meaning, information, and communication, and it ultimately tells a story. Food communicates who we are, what we think about, and what's important to us. Sometimes people identify of the type of food that they eat. I'm a foodie. I'm this, I'm that. People are, gram their food on Instagram or on Facebook. It really tells a story about what's important to us. So moving on to good nutrition, since food is more complicated than just fuel, good nutrition is likely way more complicated than just following the rules, right? It controls energy balance. And without enough energy, we just don't work right. Processes shut down that we absolutely need to survive. Too much energy is going to cause restraints in our our ability for our hormones to regulate. Inflammation, and just the plaques on our blood vessels. So energy balance is really the act of not eating too much and not eating too little. Good nutrition considers the type of nutrients that help us acquire and maintain energy. It's outcome-based. Every choice leads to an outcome. Those outcomes can be measured, and they really are a great mirror of reality. We are a great mirror of our reality in terms of our nutrition. Good nutrition helps us look and feel great, right? Doing what's most important to you and choosing specific goals and general benefits, this all comes back into our nutrition choices and really being better overall, feeling better, performing better, and living better. So There isn't a best diet. The human body really adapts amazingly well to many different ways of eating. So instead of focusing on food itself, I plan to share in these series of videos principles that ultimately pass this 5-factor test. So good nutrition, it always looks for strengths and wins. It's not following the rules. And that's generally what I'm hoping to give you through these videos. It's really about enabling happier, fuller lives. So I hope this is helpful for you. I really hope that other videos are going to be helpful for you too. Please feel free to leave a comment, questions. I am not a great Facebooker. I will 100% own that, but you certainly can send me an email if you have questions to aj@gigdesign.me. I will do my best to make an effort to get on Facebook a little bit more regularly. But otherwise, we're here. The CKO community is here to support you. We really want for you to ultimately get through this through your strengths and your victories. See you next video.